Hello everyone, welcome to the U.S. Immigration Hub. For years, U.S. immigration has felt like a never-ending uphill battle. Backlogs piling up, green card holders worried about their future, and families separated by red tape. Every new headline seemed to bring tougher rules and less certainty. But today, something different has happened. In a rare moment of unity, Congress has passed a historic immigration reform law. And while it does come with strict new rules, it also opens doors that many thought would never unlock. Yes, permanent residents and visa holders will face tighter standards. Yes, one mistake could carry bigger risks than before. But on the other side of this reform is real progress. Faster paths to stability, clearer rules for citizenship, and for the first time in years, a chance for millions to finally see their American dream move forward. This law is tough, but it's also transformative. And if you understand how to navigate it, it could be the biggest opportunity immigrants have had in decades. So let's get straight into it. A historic turning point in U.S. immigration. For decades, immigration reform in the United States has been a battlefield of politics, delays, and broken promises. Every administration pledged change, but most proposals died in deadlock. Now, for the first time in years, Congress has broken the stalemate. Both Republicans and Democrats have aligned to push forward a landmark immigration law that reshapes not only the pathways to stability, but also the risks for anyone without full citizenship. This is not business as usual. It's a new era, one that comes with opportunity on one side and sharp consequences on the other. With Donald Trump back in the White House since January 20th, his tough stance on immigration has framed the conversation. Yet the surprise is that Democrats joined him in passing a bipartisan deal that ties stricter enforcement to faster, clearer immigration opportunities. The result is a package being called the most significant immigration reform in decades. Citizens first, the new definition of non-citizenship. One of the most dramatic shifts is the way the law now defines immigrants. Previously, green card holders enjoyed a unique status. Lawful permanent residency meant security, work authorization, and a sense of permanence. But under this reform, Congress has drawn a hard line. Every individual without citizenship, whether they hold a temporary visa, a student permit, a work authorization, or even a green card, is now classified as a non-citizen for enforcement purposes. This change is more than symbolic. It means that permanent residents are now subject to the same scrutiny and enforcement as temporary visa holders. The golden shield that a green card once provided is weaker than ever. Deportation rules rewritten, the DUI crackdown. Perhaps the most controversial piece of this reform is the treatment of driving under the influence DUI offenses. For years, deportation was mostly reserved for non-citizens who committed serious crimes or multiple violations. That era is over. Under the new law, a single DUI conviction is enough to trigger deportation proceedings. Even more striking, an admission of DUI conduct without a conviction could place a person in removal proceedings. Federal law now overrides state distinctions. Whether your state calls it a misdemeanor or a felony does not matter. The immigration code treats every DUI the same. This provision alone has sent shockwaves through immigrant communities. For many, it means that one lapse in judgment could erase years of building a life in the U.S. Permanent residents who assumed they had stability are suddenly vulnerable. Students and workers on visas face the possibility of being sent home, barred from return over one offense. Expanded grounds of inadmissibility. Alongside deportation rules, the reform broadens what it means to be inadmissible to the United States. This is crucial for anyone applying for a visa, adjusting status, or seeking to re-enter the country. The new rule is clear. Anyone convicted of a DUI or anyone who admits to conduct that meets the legal definition of DUI is automatically inadmissible. That means your application for a visa, a green card, or even certain temporary benefits will be denied. In simple terms, the doors to the United States slam shut if you have a DUI history, regardless of jail time or the outcome in your state court. The good moral character standard tightens. For those pursuing citizenship, this reform hits even harder. A key requirement for naturalization has always been good moral character. Applicants must show they meet this standard over a specific period, usually 5 years. Now, DUI offenses are elevated to automatic disqualifiers. So, here's the thing. A single DUI not only threatens deportation, but it also blocks the path to citizenship. Even if you manage to avoid removal, your chance of naturalizing is just gone. This is honestly a seismic shift. Many immigrants who plan to secure citizenship after years of lawful residency now face a permanent barrier. Why lawmakers say this is necessary? Supporters of the law argue that it's about public safety. DUI-related accidents kill thousands of people in the United States each year. By targeting non-citizens, Congress claims it is prioritizing the safety of Americans and sending a clear deterrent message. Republicans highlight that immigrants must be held to the highest standards if they want the privilege of living in the United States. Democrats, in backing the bill, framed it as a trade-off, stricter enforcement in exchange for opening faster and fairer legal pathways for those who play by the rules. A path forward, opportunities amid the tough rules. While the enforcement side of the law dominates headlines, it's not the only part of the reform. Congress also included measures designed to improve the legal immigration system. Processing backlogs, which have left families and workers waiting for years, are set to be addressed. The law introduces faster adjudication timelines for certain visa categories and permanent residency applications. It provides clearer rules for work authorization and expands opportunities for immigrants with specialized skills to contribute to the United States economy. For hardworking immigrants who follow the rules, the reform promises less uncertainty and quicker routes to stability. The shock to green card holders. Green card holders, often seen as secure, are among the groups most shaken by this reform. Previously, permanent residents could feel relatively confident that short of committing a serious felony, their status was stable. Now that confidence is gone. A green card is no longer a guarantee of long-term security. With the new DUI provisions, permanent residents face the same risks as other non-citizens. One mistake could mean not only deportation but also permanent exclusion from the United States. This change has sparked fear and confusion in immigrant communities. Advocacy groups warn that many residents who have lived in the United States for decades, raised families, and built businesses could see their futures jeopardized. Real-life consequences. What this means on the ground? To understand the impact, consider a scenario. A permanent resident has lived in the United States for 10 years, working, paying taxes, and raising children. One night they are arrested for DUI. Even if their state court classifies it as a misdemeanor with no jail time, under the new law, they could lose their green card and face deportation. For students and temporary workers, the stakes are even higher. A single mistake could send them home and bar them from returning, destroying educational or career plans overnight. Criticism and concerns. Immigration lawyers and advocates are voicing strong criticism. They argue that the law unfairly treats all DUIs the same, ignoring the differences between state laws and the circumstances of each case. Critics warn of a chilling effect. Immigrants may avoid reporting crimes or cooperating with police, fearing their own legal status could come under scrutiny. Some point out that this reform creates a two-tier system of justice where citizens and non-citizens are punished differently for the same offense. The bigger picture. What this signals for immigration policy. This reform may just be the beginning. By drawing such a hard line, Congress and the White House are signaling that immigration enforcement will remain central to U.S. policy in the coming years. The message is clear. Only citizenship provides true security. Everyone else, including green card holders, is vulnerable to stricter rules and faster enforcement. Immigrant communities are now facing a reality where the margin for error has narrowed to almost zero. For those pursuing the American dream, the stakes have never been higher. A wake-up call for immigrants. This historic law is both an opportunity and a warning for immigrants who follow the rules, pay taxes, and contribute to society. It offers a clearer, faster path to stability, but for those who falter even slightly, the consequences are harsher than ever. It's a wake-up call that citizenship is the only real shield against the growing tide of strict enforcement. Green card holders, students, and workers must now live with greater caution, knowing that one mistake could unravel everything they've built. So, to wrap things up, this new immigration law is shaking the ground under millions of immigrants, rewriting rules, reshaping opportunities, and raising the stakes higher than ever before. For some, it's a breakthrough that clears the path to stability and citizenship. For others, it's a warning that even one misstep could bring everything crashing down. But this is only the beginning. The way this law plays out in real life, in courts, in communities, and in families, will tell us what America's immigration future really looks like. So, let's keep the conversation going. What do you think about Congress making DUI offenses grounds for deportation and inadmissibility? Do you see this as a fair step for public safety, or an unfair burden on immigrants who already contribute so much? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Share your experiences and let's talk it out, because your story might be the key to understanding the real impact of this historic change. Thanks for watching and see you in the next update.